Once upon a time, Shrek saved Princess Fiona with true love's kiss. They got married, had 3 ogre babies, and lived happily ever after. What more could they ask for? But soon, Shrek realized that his happily ever after wasn't everything he thought it would be. Along with the ogre baby burps and smells that he loved so much, came cleaning the house and changing diapers. "I want things to go back to the way they used to be," he said to Fiona. Back in the day, Shrek was feared by the villagers. He roared at them, and they screamed and ran away in fear. Now, his life was so different. "I'm not an ogre anymore," he complained. "I'm just a jolly green joke." Rumpelstiltskin was listening nearby. He was a greedy little man who always tried to make a deal to get what he wanted. Rumple wanted the kingdom of far, far away as his own, so he devised a plan to trick Shrek. First, he lured Shrek into his carriage. "I envy you," Rumple said to him as they sipped eyeball teenies. "To live the life of an ogre, you're free to scare and terrorize as you please." "Free? Oh, that's a laugh," said Shrek. "Sometimes I wish I had just one day to feel like a real ogre again." Rumple brightened. "Why didn't you say so? Magical transactions are my specialty." Rumple pulled out a contract that said ogre for a day on it. "Think about it," he said. "To be feared and hated, it'll be just like the good old days." It sounded perfect to Shrek. Too perfect, even. Shrek became suspicious. "What's the catch?" he asked. "What do you want?" Rumple explained that in order for the magic to work, Shrek would have to give up one day of his life to get a day. "What day would I have to give up?" asked Shrek. "Oh, any day from your past," Rumple said casually. "Like a day when you were a baby." Shrek thought that sounded simple enough. He agreed and signed the contract. "So tell me, what happens now?" asked Shrek. "Have a nice day," Rumple said with a laugh. Then Rumple and his carriage magically vanished. Shrek landed with a thump on the ground, holding the contract in his hand. Shrek stood up and walked toward a nearby village. It was time to start enjoying his day as a real ogre. As soon as the villagers saw him, they ran. Shrek grinned. It was just like the good old days. "Roar!" he yelled at a couple having a picnic. They screamed. "Roar!" he yelled at a cat. It howled. "Roar!" he yelled at a mirror. It cracked. Just when Shrek thought things couldn't get any better, he saw a wanted poster. "Sure is great to be wanted again," Shrek said with a smile. Then he saw another poster, but it wasn't his face this time. It was a picture of Fiona. Oh no! Could his family be in danger? He ran home to the swamp, but there was nothing there. Just a large tree stump. No Fiona, no babies. It was like his old life never existed. Suddenly, an orange flash streaked above Shrek's head. He looked up to see lots of witches patrolling the sky. Then they saw him. "Ogre!" yelled one of the witches. "Get him!" The witches cackled with delight as they swooped towards Shrek. Before Shrek knew what was happening, the witches captured and handcuffed him. "You witches are making a big mistake," Shrek grumbled. "I know my rights." "You have the right to shut your mouth," a witch said nastily. Shrek was thrown in a cage on a carriage, and Donkey was pulling the carriage. "Where are my babies?" Shrek asked his old friend. Donkey looked puzzled. "Look, Ogre, I think you must have me confused with some other talking donkey," he said. "I've never seen you before in my life." Shrek couldn't believe his ears. What was Donkey talking about? Can you at least tell me where they're taking me? Shrek asked him. To the same place they take every ogre. To Rumpelstiltskin, replied Donkey. Shrek realized that Rumple had tricked him. Looking out of the bars of the cage, Shrek saw that the once beautiful city of Far, Far Away was now in ruins. He saw a grand palace with an R on the top of it in the distance. An R for Rumpelstiltskin. Oh no, he said sadly. Donkey wheeled the carriage past a ring of villagers. In the center of the ring was Shrek's old friend Gingy, who was battling a gang of ferocious animal crackers. Gingy battled them to crumbs with his lollipop sword. Shrek couldn't believe how much everything had changed. At Rumpel's palace, Shrek learned the truth. In exchange for Shrek's Ogre for a Day deal, Rumple took a day from Shrek's childhood, the very day he was born. But you haven't heard the best part, Rumple said. Since you were never born, once this day comes to an end, so will you. Shrek couldn't believe what he was hearing. Where's Fiona? Where's my family? He demanded. You were never born. You never met Fiona. Your kids don't exist, explained Rumple. Shrek was horrified. What had he done to his family? Now Shrek was mad. He broke through the chains holding him. He defeated the witches guarding him. Then he grabbed Donkey and escaped on a broomstick. Help! I've been kidnapped by a deranged, unbalanced ogre! Cried Donkey. He squirmed around Shrek's head. Donkey, watch it with your pointy hooves! Yelled Shrek. He was trying to fly the broomstick, but it was out of control. They finally came in for a bumpy landing in the forest. Ow, 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 ow! Stranger danger! Shrieked Donkey as he ran away from Shrek. You need to calm down. I'm your friend, Shrek told him. But Donkey still didn't believe him. Shrek felt awful and alone. He felt like giving up. As he shed a tear of despair, Donkey returned. Shrek explained that he was tricked into signing a contract with Rumple. Donkey shook his head. You should never sign a contract with Rumpelstiltskin. His exit clauses are sneaky. Shrek brightened. Exit clause? Did that mean there was a way out of this mess? Donkey showed Shrek how to fold the contract, revealing the words, "True Love's Kiss." Shrek looked at Donkey and smiled. Shrek anxiously read the fine print. According to fairy tale law, if not fully satisfied, True Love's Kiss will render this contract null and void. Shrek picked up Donkey. You did it! Shrek exclaimed. If Fiona and I share True Love's Kiss, I'll get my life back. Shrek was hopeful. There was a chance for him to fix the mess he had made. Donkey beamed proudly. Then they headed off on another whirlwind adventure.